Okay, I do have my mic a little far away from me at the moment, but give me 1 second here.
Did you get the mics with you?
Whatever, they used to just take it out there and dump it. But, because, they were not officially allowed, I guess, because of the.
It's not permanent.
That's what I mean.
So what are they doing now? Are they hauling it somewhere?
They
I
have
think
it
I
hauled
have it in the
off.
car. I'm not sure, but.
What you gonna do?
I think they got a bunch of those dumpsters out behind the annex.
I could do it with my cable and everything.
You know,
So we don't even need to worry about that.
Our
Yeah.
entrance where the dump is.
Well, the cables that, I mean,
Back in
this
there, they got a bunch of transfers.
just takes
Yeah, there's a
the
bunch of dumpsters that come in
position of
there.
that, oh,
Really?
they're down there,
May not be able to after a while.
but I can't show him.
I don't know what they have.
You know,
Oh,
You know? All I know is they have a garbage truck and they take it to. Yeah, they just don't bring it.
don't not ask.
Because I didn't say it can't physically do it. I was thinking to start having a lot of just before. Yeah.
I just figured out who that is.
You know what, I'm gonna look at each of them. Let's just real quick.
It's a red box that looks like a pack of cards.
Okay. Hi, how are you? I have that up there. Oh, good, thanks. Which way?
Just towards me.
Almost all the rest of that stuff.
You can get it for me. There you go. Thank you.
I think that's methane. Tester gal.
You need to hang on, or you
She
need-
does.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Take an extra
original,
chair.
the PCQ person.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Not
different-
the engineer. We were paying
Thank you.
$7,000. That's how much we were paying for it.
There we go, otherwise it.
$2,000 a quarter. We bought the equipment ourselves last year for about $1,800. And we do it ourselves. Now the key is to try to get work for 7 other areas and see if we can contract with them.
Testing.
So I don't know which ones they are.
Good morning.
Rough night.
I've had 1 hour sleep.
Not good.
Picked my wife up at the airport in Austin. She was an hour late. God, I've never, this is at 12:30 in the morning. That airport was packed. The line to get up to the terminal was almost a half an hour.
Okay.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Something must be happening in Austin all weekend.
It was,
So then I stayed the night and then I slept in the shower.
here you go. No, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There you go.
I am not prepared.
We found it, Bill.
All right.
Well, but that still doesn't get the mics working.
Yeah.
Well, I know they sit over there, but
It was a mess. We undid
You
it.
might
Tangled
have
it, and I
some
wanted
be
to
had
get
for
more.
a little under $2,000.
Sherry tried
How
to.
would you and how would you know?
I have looked that up.
They talk about me.
I haven't really shopped them yet.
I figured I was top on the list this time.
And most of them have the
I don't know, they
bell
don't have it turned on.
as well as cameras.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just turned on the Dropbox.
He's showing the Aggie.
There's on switch up at the top corner of the flag.
Making this up as we go
I
along.
think it's on, but
We
it's
may
not.
want to.
We can actually bring it just under you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Under the chair.
Somebody, I think, turned the mics off, put them down, but I don't know.
I don't, yeah, I'm not sure.
Big Travis.
Put it on the floor.
You want to put that on the floor?
I know, I'll have to go ask, because I have no idea. Yeah, let's go up there with that for
I don't need this now.
But I have to get back to you.
And you.
That was an accident.
And I really appreciate you.
I'm such a few of them. Yeah.
Travis, I don't want to fall over that water.
Will they fall over it then?
Melinda wants us to basically finish up
Just getting started.
this last year, make the adjustments ourselves. And she will start their operation.
Robert, how are we doing now?
Went to start early this morning, so we should be getting over there probably about 10.
Because that's getting in the way. She said, no, we don't want to ask Randy, we'll make the same exact adjustments. Try to clean it up ourselves as much as we can.
Okay, we'll do.
Basically, look at what they did last year. and do it.
Try it now, Robert. You're on mute.
Travis, does he have to come to this?
No.
Why they clean on it.
Robert, can you test your mic for me?
As well as what it would cost per adjustment. What they have to do. I said, okay, we'll deal with that. That's where we are now. Evidently, he's sending it snail. I was a little shocked.
Try it one more time. Thank
That
you.
was my conversation. Yeah, it sort of surprised me. He said he would have that to the this week. Because there's a lot, we can look at what they did, and just, okay, this is how they plug the numbers, go from there.
Nope. Nope.
I found this. Too much is happening between now
This has been a very eventful month.
and too much is happening.
Okay, just to give everyone a little heads up as to what we've got here. We've been using this room, prior to the meeting start, we've been using this room for seminars with the GPS and Border Patrol and other events that have been happening on the fort. And we have really messed up our communication system here. So while trying to do more and get more out of what we have, we've ended up in a situation where our mics aren't working at the moment, so I don't think anyone will have issues speaking with a clear voice from up here. If you do speak from the crowd during the meeting, please try to speak up as much as you can. Come as close as you can up here. Probably standing on this side of the room closest to the iPad will be helpful for anyone to be able to hear you. Most of the items that we have today are from the past, and there's a few items that we can get through, but we'll get to that in a moment. Robert is on the screen. I know it's going to be difficult for you to hear us. Everyone just needs to speak up as we go.
That's the speaker he's.
He can hear this speaker right here. So,
Mike, Mike.
no.
Just keeps it more
So,
interesting.
we got a little further down the path, but taking a few steps back. So, all right, we're a little late, but I will call the regular board meeting of the Board of Directors for Fort Clark Springs Association to order at 9:06. We will start out. We have a quorum. Robert's on the screen behind us here. We'll start out with a moment of silence. Yesterday, the base had an incident, so please keep everyone from down the road, our neighbors, in your thoughts. Start the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Okay, everyone received their minutes from the board meeting on October 16th. If you've had time to review them, we have a motion.
I have a question.
Okay.
And it's on the,
You gotta make a motion to, don't you have to open up the discussion?
If we don't have a motion to approve the minutes yet, so I believe that there's a discrepancy, so we have to start
Okay,
there.
I
okay.
just have a question about the treasurer's report.
I didn't do it.
Owed to preservation fund, $1,831. Is that the checking account? There should be a large account in the restricted fund that's over 11,000, maybe up to 13 now, but that's not reflected anywhere in here. That's what's bothering
Okay,
me.
so I think this is two separate issues. The first one, is that accurate to the meeting from October 16th?
I don't know, because I'm looking at this month's treasurer's report, and it's the exact same number.
And
So
last
that's-
month.
Okay, but the question, two separate questions. So I believe the question that you have, we can handle as a discussion item. We can add
When we
to the
do-
agenda, we can add a discussion item as far as the
Fine.
funds.
That's fine.
But if that is accurate as to what was said in the meeting, which I
It's,
believe it is,
there's just no reflection for the large amount of money that preservation has accumulated.
I'm thinking that is what came in for the month. The
Okay.
$1,800?
It's the same-
again,
Exactly the same
if
amount
that,
from last month?
the only thing that we're doing at this point
Last month, this
is the accuracy of the document that
Last month.
transcribes last month's meeting.
I don't
So
know.
if we have a motion to approve on the accuracy of last month's documentation,
So make a motion that there's an inaccuracy?
No, why don't we just approve this and work on it when we do
Okay.
the treasurer's report?
right, that's,
Yes.
we want to ask the question around the balance, but
Yes.
that is the reported balance from that meeting.
Okay, so
There you
I'm motion that we approve last month's minutes.
Second.
All opposed? All right,
Different.
that motion passes unanimously. I'm sorry, I should have said anyone opposed. Do we have any opposition? No? Okay. Secretary's report?
Do you have anything, Mr. Mummy?
Travis,
Okay, yeah, it's very, yes?
I can't hear anything that y'all just discussed. I can hear that you're talking, but I can't get anything out of what you're saying. It's so soft. And my speakers are up to 100%.
Okay, I will do my best to transcribe what everyone's saying back to you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you much better
There
now.
you go.
Okay,
Okay,
Ask him the rest.
where are we at?
the secretary's report.
Okay, we have two items of correspondence. The first one was a response from Megan Bale, as to my correspondence to her asking about donations. I'm gonna paraphrase it so it's not so long. She said, yes, they did just get 6 traps. She had just spent $76 on each dividers. If we would like to donate that, we would be, most appreciated, so $76 for each dividers. And then the other correspondence was an email from Mrs. Winter, and I'll read that to you. I assume the arrangements for tankers from Del Rio bringing in gray water from the National Park RV Park is with mud. What is the arrangement? How is it going to affect our sewer system? Why are the tankers driving through Union 38 after they dump? Who's going to pay for the road damage to Park Road, Scale Road, and
We might as well read the letters.
And that's all the correspondence that I have at this time.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna, okay, we have those letters in our packet. Yes. Robert, since the microphone is low, we're gonna go ahead and read those two correspondence so that the membership can hear those as well.
Okay.
1 second.
I have the the letter from Miss,
It's in
Bitters.
the second, the one I added today.
I'll get that.
I put it under.
Or the one that I had since today.
I forgot to include that.
Yeah, it's over here. Second page.
All right,
anybody can read it.
go ahead. Somebody read it. Want to read it?
Sure.
I don't have it, just give it to me. Okay, what Robert just said was, we were looking for a response from Megan Vale with regard to a donation to, what's it called?
Wandering Cats.
Wandering Cats. And, dear Mrs. Vale, thank you for your efforts. Robert, I'm sorry I wasn't able to make it to meeting Andrew. I also apologize for my late response to your above email. Yes, we have gotten 6 traps, but we always have needs. I did just purchase the trap dividers we needed, which came out to $67. If the board wishes to donate that amount to reimburse for that cost, we would be very grateful. I also love to keep this line of communication open for support regarding storage needs we might need in the future. I did watch the board meeting, so.
Okay. The second piece of correspondence was from Ms. Bitter. The gist of what she said was in regard to the municipal utility district working with the National Guard to bring in their gray water to our wastewater facility plant. Part of the question was in regard to how they were bringing this onto the facility during a time of rain, and also what that was going to do to the roads and how we were, going to be compensated for that. I believe that's something that we will cover in our general manager's report, because I know that there's been some correspondence with the utility district on that. So, both of those items will be addressed as we move forward. Next, we'll move into the treasurer's report.
The update on deer harvest. Our estimate year-to-date revenue, $77,450. Motel occupancy and revenue, $46,483. That's October. Member service report is based on lot sales, transfer fees, and resale certificate fees, $9,125. Treasurer's report for November 20th, 21. Total cash on hand, $695,731.68. The breakdown of the restricted fund. Our letter of credit is $152,000. Owed to preservation, $1,831. Available to the fort for various projects, $320,452.20. So our total balance in the restricted fund, $411,485.68. total collections for the month, $8,107. From the previous month, we collected $12,452. I assume because it's a less amount of money this month, people have been paying. And the total collections from the previous year was $14,422. Profit and loss current month, total income, $226,587.16. I think we have a figure missing. Let me see if I can get it over here.
No, it's not.
Not there? Okay.
Depreciation.
Well, expenses.
Expenses should be there.
It's not on my sheet here.
No, right here. Total expenses.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, but I'm saying, okay, let me see, I got it over here, just a second. Bear with me. If I can find the page.
Total expenses, circle.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Our total expenses were $179,201.85. So our net income would be $36,385.31. I won't read the year-to-date because there are,
It's the same.
complications.
No, it's the same. Year-to-date is only 1 month.
Yeah, you're 1 month in.
Oh, gee, okay.
I believe the net income number is the line above that. Net operating income.
Yes, okay, I got you. So that for the month of November, then, it would have been net operating income of $47,385.31.
And to be clear, that's $47,000 for October reported in November.
Yes. Year-to-date, our total income was $2,300,000.
It's the same.
That's the same number.
Then this, okay, then this is incorrect.
Yeah.
Okay. So the net total income would have been $226,587.16. And the expenses would have been $179,201.85 for a net operating income of $47,385.31.
That's correct.
Yay.
So we said all of that to tell you that we have a positive net income for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
despite it didn't really sound like that, you should be very happy. All right, we'll move on to the general manager's reports.
Well, just to clarify a little bit about that. Last year, our net income was $70,901, or $105,581 actually. But that included over $70,000 on a special assessment. So we're really about $35,000 ahead of last year as far as what we actually have operated. As far as budget, we are actually only $465 off of our budget as far as for September, for October. There's some give and take everywhere, but overall, our revenue that's lower is in the RV park, because last year and what we basically budgeted off of had a lot of pipeliners still in, and we haven't had the winter Texans like we normally do. Golf is a little off, but it's pretty much identically where they are. Where we're really over is in the motel. So it's one area we're shorter, one area over. So to budget, we're about $500 off. I will re-evaluate the budget in this next month because I think it's a done deal that we will have higher occupancy in the motel, so I need to adjust those numbers to basically reflect what we're getting from the DPS. Because it's going to be an ongoing thing, so I think we can go ahead and adjust our budget towards that. Our expenses are right in line where we expect them to be in everything, so we're in good shape there. The one thing that we're working on now, and this will go with probably what you're going to ask about the preservation, is we're trying to rationalize the accounting as we have them with all of our bank accounts, which one is preservation, which has never been transferred probably the way it's supposed to be. So the number you've been getting is what was supposed to be transferred each month, which is inaccurate because you need to have the account total,
Right,
which is much higher than what is reflected there.
right, and there's where my concern is.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. We can document every month what goes in there. It's just a matter of we need to go ahead and get that. And it was not transferred into QuickBooks like the other ones were. We have to go back to the old system with QuickBooks.
In the future, is there going to be one account, not two, where the money is all in one spot?
Y'all are gonna have to approve getting rid of some of these bank accounts. And
Because
that's what we have to do.
Preservation has no idea what they have. It's always a
know.
crapshoot.
No, we want to make sure that it's very well documented on what's out there, not just a arbitrary number, because it was never transferred
Right.
the way I would have done it. And we have, 7 bank accounts? And that's what Melinda, their new accounting system, they're going to recommend exactly what we need to be doing. But we know we don't need to have a money market account of $10,000 for emergencies. That's a waste of time. That's just,
When do you expect that this balance, so to speak, I mean, we're in the process of accumulating money throughout the winter, so we can start again in the spring. So when will we have a balance that gives us somewhere within $500 of what we
I
have?
can do that probably this week, easy. I
Okay,
mean, we got it there, we just didn't print it on the sheet. It was
okay.
not-
So the 1,800 that we're seeing here is what's going in from the membership deposit.
You get $1 out of every,
Right.
while $3 goes in. That's not reflected on there. So you're looking at, about that every month.
Okay. All right, well, we'll sit and, I know you're up to your eyeballs, we'll wait.
So, okay. Our maintenance department, we finally have pretty much 100% staff. We're still short one part-time landscaper. Our RV area is short one attendant. Our bartender, we're still looking for one more bartender. Working on a recreation proposal to fix up, and it will be discussed over the next couple of weeks. The teen center into a fitness center, and adding aerobic center and some more strength training equipment, as well as proposals on tennis courts, things like that, for everything out there to make it one all-around activity center for everything. I've gotten about 20 proposals yesterday that I have not had a chance to completely look at, but I think every one of them's a doable thing for where we want to go. The reason we're looking at the teen center is that's the only one where we have that actually works with air conditioning and things like that. So it's a better long-term deal. And I think the floor plan of it will really work for pretty much every age group if we need to. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we have final proposal on that. It's probably gonna take 6 to 8 weeks to get it done completely, but, you know, that's not bad. In the teen center, I wanna address both strength and cardio activities for adults and teens, as well as arts and crafts. Golf's area, we're rehabbing the maintenance shop, trying to clean it up a little bit. In the motel, our Protel reservation system is now online. We are now putting our reservations in it that will be starting up on December the 1st, because we have to get them all in and then we can kick it in. We've already started using the credit card machines and changed over there. And that also goes as well as for the RV park. We have had 2 air conditioners and HVA systems go out for areas we need them. Have not received quotes yet. One's for the service club and one is for our accounting office, which did not have heat last year either. I'll have proposals for those this week. He was out here yesterday. So, Sherry's had a very good month as far as selling pumpkins. I think our Halloween things went real well, so she's been extremely busy. The service club is rented every day, every weekend this whole next month. So that's never was rented at all last year this time. So that's going good. The mud issues, the road on Fairway Circle, I have not heard their final scope of work on how they're going to get that ditch filled up. I'm waiting for that. And they have contracted with the National Guard, or at least they've got an agreement with the National Guard to dispose of at least 1 truckload of waste a day, which should be coming in from the back gate. The only reason it came in through the front was that the mud was so bad when we had so much rain, and I think it was for about 2 or 3 days. They have also been told, do not drive around the circle in 38. That's not excusable. They can back out or back in or whatever. So we've already had that discussion. So that's all I have for now.
Thank you. Do you have any questions for the general manager from the board?
I just like to add my information, what I've heard about Fairway Circle. I've heard several things. Number one, they're not gonna get to it till next year. Number two, it's not in the budget for this year. And some of the members have expressed some concern about it, and I'm not sure how else we get the information out of MUD then.
So this is communication from MUD that you've received, or?
I have received it from the members who live in that area.
Oh, okay, that they've received it from
Yes,
MUD?
yes.
Okay, okay. Well, I think that we have a communication issue which we will further highlight in a few moments with MUD. So this is our ask of MUD and its board members and its general manager to please communicate with us when we address you. Joe, anything else?
That would be from talking to Kuko probably when he's out there. I would assume.
Yeah, I'm sure that the members have asked questions of whoever they can find when they're
When they're out there watering.
yeah, when they're out there watering. You know, there's one thing about Port Clark: no one's shy to ask what's going on when they, especially when it is in front of their house. Okay, we will move into. And did you get your question answered?
For the time being, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll move into the committee reports. Robert, I don't think your speakers are going to, my speaker on my computer is not going to be sufficient to allow you to read that. Can I have someone read these reports as well?
Airport Committee. One pilot visited the fort this month. The airfield was mowed 3 times to include the overgrown area by fort maintenance. A new windsock was purchased and installed. The light at the hangar remains inoperable. We have not been provided any updates on when/if it will be repaired.
What's that? The sock?
No, the light.
The light.
Okay.
Is that all we need for this month? It is, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. The next one is golf. Anybody here for golf?
Architectural things.
I don't have architecture.
No, and then Lisa, do you have anything for architectural?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your toes.
Oh, no, I didn't hear you say it. Do I need to get, am I loud enough?
Over here, so maybe we can get Facebook some,
Something.
By the way, on the light, we're having to buy a completely new fixture. So,
The ARC has reviewed 6 permits since the last board meeting, including 2 new builds. We've had 1 permit referred for a variance, and 1 referred for concurrence by the board. We've also reviewed 1 repair application and determined that it, in fact, was a repair of like materials and colors and didn't meet our approval. We approved issuance of 1 violation of unit CCNRs. We are still working through some bugs in the process and we are in dire need in our processes, and we are in dire need of additional committee members, at least 2. We have 1 committee member getting ready to resign, which puts us down to only 3. Committee members must be lot owners. You must also be available most Tuesday afternoons at 4 p.m. for an hour and a half, usually right at an hour or less, and have time to go out and look at the property. And we really need members. We're down to 3, and we should be 5 and 7. So any help from the board would be appreciated.
all right, Julie, can we put out the dispatch concerning the open spaces on architectural? Thank you.
There've been previous dispatches, so how often do they go out? Every 2 weeks? Twice a month?
Whenever somebody tells me, and then I put out, usually try to do a couple times. So.
Golf.
The Kinney County Church Alliance Tournament was held on October 30th with 16 two-man teams. The weather was perfect, the lunch provided by the Feedback Bistro was exceptional, and church ladies provided a variety of desserts. In addition to sponsorships, the tournament netted $795 for the Alliance to provide for commodities and other benevolence work in Kinney County. The leftover desserts did not go to waste, but were donated for the luncheon Port Clark Springs Association provided for the troopers the following Monday. Thank you all for your support for this tournament. The end of the month tournament is scheduled for November 27th, followed by the Kris Kringle tournament on December 11th. The weather has been perfect. Come out and have some fun. Respectfully, Katie Brown.
Preservation?
Preservation has been very inactive this month. I don't know what I did to cause it, but I got nailed with an extremely painful back episode. I had back problems from time to time. I suspect most of us have, but never been as painful. Doing my best to keep the recovery going. I did try to have a meeting, but didn't have a quorum. I may try again before the end of the month, but right now December seems a more realistic possibility. Respectfully submitted, Phil Coburn, Committee President.
Recycling?
Good morning, everybody. Recycle be closed Thanksgiving, which is next Thursday, and will be open the Saturday following Thanksgiving. The other thing is, I did a review from 2016, including 2 shipments that we sent in this year, and our total profit has been $11,805. So that's thanks to maintenance and all of our wonderful volunteers. How many tons did we keep out of the landfill? 284 tons, .85. How many pounds is that? out of the landfill. Times that number, times 2,000, is 569,700 pounds. So,
Good job.
pretty, that's pretty impressive.
And that's from over what time frame?
From 2016, including this year, we had 2 shipments.
Okay.
And I think you have enough for another shipment now.
Yes, we have 42 bales of cardboard, which should be shipped the first week in December. So that'll get us quite a bit because every month they change how much money a product is worth. So I don't have December's price sheet yet, so, but it's been, for example, in June, when we sent the last one, it was $135 a ton. So we did pretty well. I mean, we got $2,300 plus in June from cardboard. Okay, Las Moras restoration project.
Selena, one question
yeah.
before you go on.
Yeah.
Are we getting any money yet from the Gaylords? We were shipping them, but for no money, right?
Right. the
Are we getting any
Gaylord-
money yet?
No.
Okay.
No, we don't, it's an exchange. So we give them 44 or 42 and we get 42 back.
I know, but at one time, we used to get money per, for so much tonnage of mixed paper or whatever.
Right,
But
well.
we're not
if-
doing that anymore, right?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question. We are actually now getting paid for mixed paper.
Okay, that's what I'm
Which is
getting at.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point it was $0. Another point, we were paying them $10 a ton, which was awful. But now they're paying us again, so.
Okay, that's what I was getting
Crazy,
at.
crazy. Okay, question? We're good? Okay, let me get you to the Las Moras report. This is from the Las Moras Restoration Committee report from Chris Hale, who is the chairperson. We're in the process of raising money, prioritizing the future repairs, and sorting out the availability of the necessary craftsmen. None of which is easy, but we're making progress. One topic which we did ask about in last month, we're still awaiting the instruction from the board or general manager for the paint color to use for the light pole that needs to go back in the sidewalk that's been repaired. Sticking with status quo would mean keeping the two-tone with red at the base. So, and that's it.
I talked to Chris yesterday.
Oh, good, so that's taken care of.
So has a decision been made? Good. Can we talk about that later?
Okay, that's it?
Thank you. Yes,
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. The election committee?
Okay, we've received 2 candidate data sheets, one from Lisa Vale and one from Chris Race. And so I encourage the board and everyone here, if you've got neighbors and friends who you think would make an excellent director, please get them to turn them in. They have until January 3rd at 5 p.m. And that means 5 p.m. and they do time and date stamp them. No exceptions after that particular time. Other than that, we're just waiting for people to get excited about the next election. I do want to remind those that are turning in candidate data sheets that you must fill out the top of the form completely with your membership and account numbers. That's how we verify that you are a property owner. Okay, and a reminder, again, there are no restrictions as long as you own a piece of property, a piece of dirt. Doesn't matter whether it's one lot of one of the colonial lots in the back. As long as you own a piece of property, you are eligible to run for the board. we have two candidate openings for this election. Next year, there will be one. So I would just encourage all. I would also ask the board to further consider having a pre and post new director or candidate director meetings to kind of let people know what they're getting themselves into as a director. I think I would have found it helpful when I first was on the board. And I think even before you turn your sheets in, before January 3rd would be a good date for the pre-meeting. And then within a week to 2 weeks after.
So last, and I don't want to steal their thunder, but just because you brought it up, Community Council has agreed to host that forum as well.
Oh, good.
So I'll let them give details about it, but the gist of the conversation will be it's much different on this side of the table than it is on that side of the table.
Yes.
But
That's,
I think
yes.
that's one of your quotes, so we'll use that one.
Thank you, and I would encourage, not only the current directors to be there, but past directors, not
Yes.
just me, but any past director going back even farther. There's a big history of why boards have evolved as they have, and I give my appreciation to this board because you evolved well after our rescue board had that 1 year under our belt. So I thank you all. Other than that, do you have any questions?
Yep.
Could you go over the dates? Like you said, the cutoff date for filing would be January.
January 3rd.
And then what are the other dates?
Actually, we can, if,
There's a list up front.
yeah, there's a
Oh,
list
that's
up
up
front,
front.
and maybe perhaps, Julie, if you have time, you can copy that to, not necessarily now, but sometime in December, copy the election cycle dates to dispatch, let people know what those
Yes.
dates are. Because January 3rd, they're due in. On January 4th, the committee will review and verify the candidate data sheets and submit to Mr. Peterson by noon. On January 15th is the board meeting, and then we'll be drawing for positions on the ballot. January 26th, prior to this date, the general manager will prepare for a print ballot, resumes, instructions to voters, pros and cons if required. January 26th, that's 60 days before the annual meeting, and that's the date of record for property owner membership. That's in the statute. February 4th, prior to this date, but after the 26th, general manager will prepare, certify, furnish the election committee a mailing list, labels of and for property owners, including any other materials. The 9th, on February 9th, the committee will fold ballots, resumes, and closures. February 11th, the mailing list will be available to candidates based on the January 26th membership list. On the 11th, that's stuff seal and mail day. Each candidate will be required to provide 2 people to assist, and that's the day we deliver it to the post office. After that, we'll get together, and we haven't set a date yet, permanent, final date, to discuss what went well, what didn't, what needs improvement. And at the next board meeting, we will ask that the committee be dissolved until the next year. Any other questions?
Thank you for your help in the beginning and all the way through and when we got voted in, right? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so rules and regulations, so we're moving on to tabled items. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, Community Council, right here. Oh.
Did you bylaws today?
So bylaws, I mean, we're still pretty much on hold until we can get back to the ballots and see when that election and the change was made.
Okay, I just didn't want you to think that I was sleeping back there.
No.
Well, you never know, I'm not a morning person. So Community Council had their meeting November 13th, and I'm just gonna highlight some of the topics that were discussed. As usual, movie day for the kids is going to be December 16th
This is the one that we have done every year for as long as I can remember. All the kids, Allison coordinates it, all the children come to school, come out. We are going to be showing on December 16th, Prancer. It will be in the Post Theater. It starts at 8:30. This is all for the children, and at 7 p.m., it's open for families and adults and children. And at the 7 p.m. one, we just only ask for donations. The morning ones and the afternoons for the children, it's our gift to them. Okay. Ghostly Tours, we had our Ghostly Tours. It is one of our biggest fundraisers. We didn't do it last year, and it was a very good turnout, despite the fact that on Friday there was a football game, so all the kids went to the football game. And then on Saturday was trick-or-treating, so that kind of put a little damper in it. But a lot of the teenagers came to Ghostly Tours after the football game, and it was excellent. The Treasurer's Report, as of the end of October, the Community Council's report for Treasury was $324.30. Okay. The Fort Clark Days account was $7,342.26. This is just for the end of October. The funds that we made from Ghostly Tours, we netted $841.43, which has not been added into the October balance. So that will be reflected in the November balance. January, I'm just going back. Okay, Fort Clark Days, they met. They are still looking for donations, and sponsorship letters are going to be going out to organizations and businesses. If anybody knows anybody that would like to make a donation, please contact Steve Fox. He's the chairman. January is our annual meeting. January is when we have new officers elected. The positions for January 2022 are president for a 2-year term and treasurer. These are just 2-year terms. We do have a nominating committee consisting of H.N. Bitter, Dennis Leff, Barbara McFadden, and myself. If any lot owner is interested in learning more about these positions, please contact one of us. It's a 2-year term, and it's not that bad really because we don't meet during the summer. We have been asked to do a Board of Director candidate information session, which Travis kind of already explained a little bit. This will be at our December 11th meeting. It's an informal meeting for the current board members to provide information about what they do and what their responsibilities are and give a little bit more insight into that. I think I have this correct. If you're running for the board, you can still give information, but there will be no questions asked. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe the intention was to allow people that are currently on the board to speak about their position in particular, but then not answer any questions, from the crowd, in the sense that we don't want it to become sort of a campaign sort of situation. Just give your thoughts on your office and the responsibilities that you have, and then step back into the crowd.
Yes, that's right. Because the community council cannot support anybody running for the board. That is not our obligation. But we are going to do the Fort Clark board elections, meet with candidates, and that is all. We've done that in the past also, as some of you people already know who've been here. That is going to be at our February 12th meeting. It will be held at the Post Theater immediately following the community council meeting. If you attended these before, you know our meeting is very short and then we go into the actual forum. Allison has again volunteered to be the moderator, so you're all more than welcome to come and do that one. Concerns and comments, and I believe also Travis and Alan have touched on these. Some of the questions are, what is the policy of the Board of Directors regarding the Fort employees who have an active COVID-19 case and have direct contact with guests and visitors? What is the situation with the large vacuum trucks that are dumping liquid into the Fort's sewer system? A resident was told by a driver that it is gray water from the Del Rio National Guard camp and did not know why it was being dumped there. And both of you gentlemen have already addressed and clarified that. Some of the trails have a 15-mile-per-hour speed limit. A large vehicle was seen driving on them even though they are not allowed on them. The only thing, I know nothing about that, but I do know that, ATVs can go faster than 15 miles an hour. So I presume those signs have been up there since probably 1985 when we first started coming down here. These are just the members' concerns. Two more concerns. The exercise room at the adult center is in a state of disrepair. Teens are abusing the equipment, smoking pot, breaking windows, and they go in and out of the building without signing in. There's no feedback on that one. No, these are just items that were brought up. And the last one is RV breakfast needs more advertising, put in the dispatch. The breakfast and potlucks are not just for RV residents. It's an open house. Everyone is invited, and just let's keep advertising. We had one announcement, which Linda O'Brien made. They're having a fundraiser raffle for the pool repair, so we can keep the expenses down and hopefully get everybody to support it. It's a gun raffle drawing, and there's 2 of them, and I think, are they Springfields? Okay, they're Springfield. It's a wide open raffle. The winner will be drawn at Fort Clark Days. The tickets are only $25 each.
Two winners, one for each
Yes,
pistol.
right, sorry.
Yeah.
$25 each, but if you buy 5 for 100, you get 1 free. Not so bad. And if you need any more, contact Linda, and she'll just direct you to whoever you should see. As always, our minutes are posted on our website. You're more than welcome to go read them. And like I said, come to our meetings, and that's all I really had. I don't know if you don't have any more questions or clarification.
What is your name?
Oh, I'm sorry, my name's Kathy Warren, not Hot or Cold.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
We appreciate it.
Thanks, Six.
Okay, we, on the scheduled list here, we've got old and unfinished business, and then discussion items, and then agenda items. Some of these are going to be pretty detailed. It'd be okay if we brought the state guard up so they can do their presentation now. And is that okay with everyone?
Yeah.
We have,
Warren,
Good
join us.
morning. My name is Chief Harold. I am here with the Texas State Guard. First and foremost, thank you so much for welcoming us into your community. As military members, being on the fort and the historical aspect of the fort is some moments overwhelming. So we are truly glad to be here. Our objective, not only just with what we're doing for the mission and with regards to the border, is also to give back to the community. I am a Texas licensed to carry instructor, and as a service to the community and to Fort Clark, I would like to offer that training to the community members at no cost. We can figure out how to schedule it and get all that done. We can hold the classes either in the boardroom here, or we can hold them at Dickman Hall. We can make that happen, that's easy. And they would just be a matter of scheduling time on the range. But as a service to the community, given the environment that we're living in, I think that it would be important for those that are interested in getting that to be able to do so. Second to that, we know that our youth are the future of our society, and while Texas does a really good job of gun ownership, we would also like to make available the NRA basic pistol class, basic rifle class, basic shotgun class to the youth of the community as well. I'm a training counselor for the NRA, which means I teach people to teach people how to shoot. And so in those regards, the only cost to the individual would be the cost of the materials. There'd be no cost to the actual class itself. And then lastly, we would also like to make available personal protection inside the home, which teaches firearms owners how to effectively defend inside their house if they need to. Again, we're living in crazy times, and so I'd like to make sure that, we would like to make sure that those people on Fort Clark that have been so gracious and welcoming to us, that we're able to provide to you guys as well. So, again, it would just be cost of materials.